The sun sets on Manama, the capital of Bahrain. And like every weekend, thousands of young Saudis flood the city. They come here to find what is forbidden in their country, in the trendy district of Adlia. There's a variety of bars, restaurants, and discotheques where alcohol is available over the counter. For over 30 years, the city has been the meeting place of Saudi youth. This is thanks to the massive bridge that has been connecting Saudi Arabia to Bahrain since 1986. The Saudis cross this bridge by thousands every weekend. The Bahrainis have since humorously renamed it the Johnny Walker Bridge. The island welcomes 8 million Saudi tourists every year. Among the most trendy places, the most luxurious restaurant of the district, Mahonia.
Hi, where's Chef Karim?
Sasan is the boss.
Safe.
Yes.
How is the booking?
She's a Bahraini nightlife figure.
It's my house. It's a place I open for people to come and indulge and enjoy and feel comfortable and pampered.
Sasan owns 3 other establishments in the city, but this one is the most exclusive. 7 tables that can accommodate only about 20 special guests each night.
It's sort of restaurant that I used to go in Europe, fine dining. So when I did Mahonia, I was like, okay, I will bring all these amazing chefs in Bahrain to cook for Bahrainis.
Tonight she invited a 38-year-old French chef, Julien Royer, who runs a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Singapore. To surprise the guests, the chef prepared a dish based on a little-known Asian citrus fruit, kombava.
The 2 main things that are used for the seasoning of the dish are those 2 things. So this is the fruit from the tree. This is the leaf from the tree.
Julien has never been to Bahrain before. He's surprised by the special atmosphere of this Gulf country.
Surprenant. Je m'attendais pas à ça. C'est un endroit avec pas mal de liberté finalement. Nous, d'un point de vue extérieur, on n'a pas cette vision-là honnêtement. J'étais surpris hier, ils nous ont amené boire un verre dans un rooftop bar où les gens font la fête, les gens boivent de l'alcool. Enfin, je veux dire, ça pourrait très bien être à Paris ou à Londres, quoi.
Exceptional food and prestigious clients. Tonight, Julien's cooking for one of the 7 sons of the King of Bahrain.
Avec une écriture en or. On va l'accueillir. Bonsoir, monsieur. Good evening, Sheikh. Good evening, Sheikh. Tu connais ça? Ouais.
Julien's stress level rises. This is Prince Khalifa bin Hamad Al Khalifa.
Bienvenue. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for coming as well.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I hope the dinner will be good.
I hope so too. Should be.
Whenever you talk about gastronomy, the first word is French food. And of course, we are frequent visitors to France. Always, it's a pleasure to be there.
In the room, there are men wearing traditional clothes and also women dressed in Western style. Alcohol is on the menu. But it's not served at the royal table.
How are you?
Julien has designed a 10-course menu.
Thank you so much.
A successful gamble for the young chef whose creations are immediately captured by the prince.
Madame?
Yet to attract wealthy Saudis, Sasan doesn't just invite prestigious chefs. As a wise businesswoman, she also opened a very chic nightclub, Liris, on the roof of the restaurant. We follow Saif, the French-Moroccan maitre d', delighted with his experience in Bahrain.
Une petite Ibiza. Qu'on appelle la petite Ibiza. Ah bon? Exactement. Version Moyen-Orient. Là, on va arriver à Iris. Donc, on est le jeudi. Donc, ça commence le week-end. Il y a plein de gens. Il y a plus de 300 personnes ici qui viennent pour faire la fête à Iris. C'est l'endroit le plus huppé du Bahreïn.
Here, 80% of the clientele comes from Saudi Arabia. Ladies in seductive outfits. Alcohol. Dancing. And flirting. In Bahrain, during the weekend, young Saudis escape the rigors of their country's Islamic laws. It is the smallest country of the Persian Gulf, but also the most remarkable, located between Saudi Arabia and Iran, right next to Qatar. Bahrain is an island of only 760 square kilometers, known for its tolerance and open-mindedness, which is rather surprising in this part of the world. Women officially have the same rights as men. They can vote and even ask for a divorce. Although Islam is the main religion, the practice of other religions is allowed. A Christian basilica has even opened there, the first of its kind. Bahrain is also home to one of the last Jewish communities in the Gulf. Abraham is 61 years old. He decided to reopen the old synagogue of the capital, closed for more than 75 years.
It is the first service since 1947.
But behind this idyllic picture lies a darker reality. The majority of the population are Shiites, closer to Iran, and are ruled with an iron fist by King Hamad al-Khalifa, a Sunni closer to Saudi Arabia, whose dynasty has controlled the country for over 200 years. During the Arab Spring in 2011, peaceful Shiite demonstrations were suppressed violently, killing more than 50 people. Today, all the main Shiite protesters are in exile or in prison.
وإيقاف كل ما يمارس من انتهاكات ضد حقوق الإنسان. يونيو 2012 ثم اعتقل في ديسمبر 2014 حتى يومنا هذا.
Since 1932, the exploitation of oil has made the kingdom rich and even allowed some to amass great wealth. Today, however, reserves are running out. The kingdom is now investing in real estate, an impressive program of building high-rise buildings and creating artificial islands. Real estate developer Mohammed Koheji dreams of competing with Dubai.
It's an amazing feel to see Bahrain skyline from this level and to see this stunning sea view with this water reflection.
A modernity that not all Bahrainis appreciate. Mohammed is one of the most talented falconers in the country. At 30 years old, he fights to preserve the Bedouin traditions.
We like traditional things. Modern things, we don't like it too much.
In the heart of geopolitical and religious tensions in the Gulf lies a kingdom that escapes all cliches. "20 minutes from the center of Manama is Sar, one of the most exclusive residential areas of the island. Behind these high walls is an oasis of tranquility, a Californian-style house. With more than 1,000 square meters, it is here that Sasan, the Bahraini queen of the night, lives with her family.
Do you follow me? How is my hair?
Heiress of a family that made its fortune in oil, the businesswoman collects contemporary artworks from all over the world, and sometimes she even picks up a paintbrush herself.
So what does it say?
When I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm even better.
A provocative statement that sums up the personality of this businesswoman who has managed to impose herself in a world that seemed to be totally forbidden to women. Her favorite room is in the basement.
So this is my relaxing area. And most of these books are cookbooks. One of my favorite chefs, Joël Robuchon. Really amazing, amazing chef. I love his food. I love the method he cooks. Of course, lots of respect for Bocuse, but I love Robuchon.
Sasan is a fan of France and its gastronomy, but is a little more reserved about the French.
They moan. They moan a lot. They're always nagging. If I don't like it, if it's hot, or if it's cold, or if it's raining, or if it's not raining. But I really enjoy working with them.
Sasan has been married for over 30 years.
My husband. Jalal.
How did you meet each other?
By chance. She came, my father used to have a furniture store. She came in to buy furniture, and I saw her. And as soon as I saw her, I said, this is the girl I'm going to marry. Seriously, no joke.
The couple has 2 children.
Come in.
Abdullah is 31 years old, and their daughter is 32 years old. They all live under the same roof.
My son lives outside.
I mean,
he's got his
my
own.
daughter, my son, yes, of course.
And my daughter lives upstairs. But in the same house.
It's traditional?
Yeah, traditional. So they don't leave home until they're married.
Oh, that's the tradition here in the Middle East.
And I want them to get married and stay with me as well.
Yeah. If we can.
I don't think they will.
If we can buy the land next door and build their houses and have them all.
And do a small opening so I can see them every day.
According to them, Bahrain is a victim of cliches that are associated with the Gulf countries, like the day they invited friends over, a French couple.
We invited him and his wife to come to Bahrain. And his wife refused to come because she was scared. And when he came to Bahrain,
Of what the media saying about the Gulf or the Arabs or, but when he came with his son.
and he actually said, you people are always smiling. We have the wrong idea. You are always smiling.
Proud of his country, Jalal even had its flag tattooed.
Is it tradition, tattoos in Bahrain?
No, this is completely unacceptable.
So it's haram?
It's haram. In Islam, it is haram.
The couple owns about 10 cats.
Dude, you're on the camera.
To protect their property, they count on Peanut and Erling, their 2 dogs who stand guard day and night. They each have their own trainer, and to keep them in shape, every morning they swim laps in the family pool. The cars of the couple are, of course, a reflection of the success of this businesswoman, a Porsche 911 and a Bentley Continental GT.
This is my car. It's red. I love flashy things. I'm a woman.
So you like the Bentley? Eh?
I love Bentley, yeah. It's very smooth driving, especially with my driving. I got it as a gift from my husband. So I earned it, right? Being married to him for 33 years.
The couple manages 3 restaurants, a nightclub, a cleaning company, and a beauty salon together. All in all, 150 employees, including Aisha, their daughter. She's been in charge of public relations for 2 years.
How are you?
Good.
This is the love of my life.
Really? It's a family business then?
Yes.
Yeah.
You work with your brother, with your parents?
Yeah.
She's the boss. The real boss.
Really?
No, you're not going to do that.
You all live together?
Yeah.
And you will leave the house when you get married?
Yeah.
You happy with this or?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
No, yeah. I want freedom.
And you don't have freedom?
No, I have. But it's nice to have my own space.
And you don't?
No, I do, but in a different way. Wasn't it nicer when you got married and you guys got to live together?
I get married and move out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
In their household, cooking is not a joke. Every night, her employees prepare a dozen dishes for the family and for visiting friends.
Really good.
Sausan is the embodiment of the kingdom's wealthy and progressive elite. Her success is also indicative of the evolution of women's rights in Bahrain. In the streets of Bahrain, most of the women are wearing veils, yet wearing one is not compulsory. Unlike many neighboring countries, here women have the right to drive, to open a bank account, and also to vote or to file for divorce. Since 2002, the new constitution of the kingdom officially recognizes the equality of the sexes. But behind this very progressive and modernist facade is a much more traditional Bahrain that is free of Western influences. The kingdom is made of 92% of desert. Temperatures are often close to 50 degrees, and yet it is Mohammed's favorite playground. This is where he trains his falcons. It's his job and his passion. He has devoted his whole life to it. At 30, he's still single.
You don't have time for a wife.
We will make for her time. First will be family, second falconry. But falconry still, it's in the veins.
From a humble background, Mohammed has become one of the most famous falconers in the country, a profession that he practices with his family. Every day in winter, he joins his brothers and cousins in the desert. Here, falconry is a passion that is passed on from a very young age. To transport his birds of prey in the best conditions, Mohammed has fitted out this van. Some of these falcons can be worth up to 15,000 euros, so he pampers them. Mohammed owns 90 competition falcons. They're real athletes that need to be trained regularly. To do this, he uses this remote-controlled plane, to which he attaches a pigeon carcass.
My friend.
The plane flies at 70 kilometers per hour. In a few seconds, the falcon catches up with it. Under normal circumstances, its top speed can exceed 300 kilometers per hour.
He's training.
The peregrine falcon is the fastest animal in the world. After only a few minutes of flight, the plane drops the pigeon.
This is the best moment to catch.
As a reward for its efforts, the falcon is allowed to eat the carcass. The training will last 2 hours. For his upcoming competitions, Mohammed relies on his favorite falcon, Barud.
It's like my pet, yeah. Special pet. This one is new. Now it is, maybe I have it before 1 month, and it's doing good until now. Strong enough.
In 5 days, an international championship will start in Bahrain, which will race the fastest falcons of the Gulf. Mohammed hopes to be in the top 10. Like many Gulf countries, Bahrain has gained its wealth from its oil fields. But today, reserves are running out. The country must find new resources and reinvent itself. Like Dubai, a real estate frenzy has taken over the island. Every year, dozens of high-rise buildings are built. In 15 years, the population of the kingdom has almost doubled, from 900,000 inhabitants in 2005 to 1,700,000 today. Kohiji Company is among the major real estate developers. Its CEO is Mohammed Al-Kohiji, the son of the founder. After getting a degree in construction engineering in the United States and management studies at Harvard, he took over the family business. The secret of his success is building huge towers within a short period of time.
We are looking for a 24-month project. We started with the survey and the plot and identifying the corners of the plot. And we are going ahead for the permits. Hopefully, once we get the permits, in another 6 to 8 weeks, we'll start the pilot.
Construction and delivery times that are unimaginable in Europe for buildings of this scale. Like the Onyx Tower, 200 meters high, 45 floors, 700 luxury apartments, all already sold. But Mohammed wanted to show us his jewel. On the 43rd level, a penthouse of 300 square meters under construction that has an exceptional view. The price is nearly 2 million euros.
It's an amazing feel to see Bahrain skyline from this level and to see this stunning sea view with this water reflection. It's always be more visionary with new real estate ideas.
The distinctive feature of this building is that it's built on an artificial island just opposite the capital. Bahrain was inspired by Dubai and over the past 30 years has been constructing these islands at a rapid pace. Land is taking over the sea. One of the most spectacular achievements is located in the south of the country. Durat Al Bahrain, and its 15 islands in the shape of fish, truly inspired by the artificial islands of Dubai. A total of 1,200 villas. Highly secure residences with swimming pools and private beaches, on which the wealthy inhabitants of Bahrain come to relax every weekend, far from the eyes and bustle of Manama.
Everyone disappears, we are all going backstage. Yeah, sure. Okay.
The price of this fully furnished apartment of 100 square meters is 180,000 euros. It has a breathtaking view of the sea. It's about 2 to 3 times cheaper than in Dubai. Bahrain hopes to attract investors from around the world. The minister takes advantage of our cameras to send the message.
Vous parlez français?
Comme ci, comme ça.
Ah, super.
Well, the laws and the foundation of the laws in Bahrain are keeping it attractive for people to invest. Bahrain is open for the rest of the world to invest in. So you're more than welcome to buy in Bahrain. You're more than welcome to invest in. If you're a French, you can buy an apartment here and you can get your title deed.
The minister knows that he must promote his kingdom, as Bahrain is still far from having the reputation of Dubai. Today, after oil, real estate is the main source of fortune for some Bahrainis. This morning, Nabil Nuruddin had his favorite car prepared, a Lamborghini Countach from 1982.
Oh, one more thing. I drive this car without shoes. The pedals are like next to each other. See, they are so close to each other.
a little 500,000 euro jewel that Nabil hesitates to take out to the streets of Manama.
Stressful because, you know, the technology is old, the visibility is not that great, and because it's a very nice, good-looking, old classic car, so a lot of people, they tend to film the car when I'm driving, and I get scared. I have to have cameras behind my head just to see what's happening. I grew up idolizing this car, and I fell in love with this car, and I said to myself, one day I want to buy one.
Nabil is the heir of a wealthy dynasty. He's a close relative of the royal family.
We're going to go to Bahrain Bay. It's a beautiful area.
He made his fortune through his real estate investments. Over the years, he has accumulated this unique collection of sports cars. 57 vehicles, each one more prestigious than the other. Porsche, Lamborghini, and Ferrari. A lot of Ferraris. Like this limited series Monza SP2. Each model today is worth 2.5 million euros. His latest fad are British sports cars of the famous brand McLaren, which became the property of Bahrain 4 years ago.
Well, this is a very special car. I have commissioned the special color at McLaren for this car. I think it's the only one in the world with this color. And it's a 3-seater, and I can show you. For me, this car is just art, and the driver's seat is stationed in the middle. So, you know, you can drive it in the Middle East, America, England. You don't have right-hand drive or left-hand drive.
There are only 100 of them in the world. The value is 4 million euros. To maintain his cars, Nabil has hired 4 full-time employees.
I cannot walk in here and find dust on the car. I become very upset. So every day they polish the cars. We hardly use water and wax. I take care of them.
Nabil's collection is now estimated to be worth more than 30,300,000 euros. One surprising aspect of the Kingdom of Bahrain is its policy of religious tolerance, which is rather unusual in this part of the world. In Manama, there are 19 Christian churches, from Anglican to Orthodox, from Catholic to Evangelical. There are churches for Christian immigrant workers, mostly from the Philippines, India, and Pakistan. The country also has the region's first basilica, Our Lady of Arabia. A massive building built on land gifted by the king. It can host more than 2,300 worshippers. The basilica was inaugurated in December 2021 by the second son of the king himself, Abdullah al-Khalifa. It is estimated that there are currently 80,000 Catholics in Bahrain. What is even more surprising in this region of the Gulf is the peaceful relationship that the kingdom has with the Jewish community. Look at this footage shot from 2016. It shows members of the Bahraini government dancing with Jews on the holiday of Hanukkah, the Jewish Christmas. This footage was a scandal in many Arab countries. However, what very few people know is that there has been a Jewish community in Bahrain for centuries, one of the last in the Gulf. We are in the souk, the traditional market, in the historical heart of Manama.
Go this way. It's my favorite.
Abraham knows the souk like the back of his hand.
This is the best place to be. I mean, like, you look at this. Look, this is called Zingula, okay? This is called Zingula. This, when I was a kid, we used to come and we used to have it, you know? So this part of town is fantastic. It's a lovely place. شوف لنا حلبة الله يخليك حلبة حلبة. إيه هذا هو. أيوة أيوة أعطني من هذا بدينار. Okay. This is what people have is called the worry beads. Okay. You know, it's fantastic for patients because you count with it. You 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's religious symbol as well. The Jews of Iraq used to use it all the time.
Abraham Nunu is Jewish. He was born in Bahrain 61 years ago. He has always lived there. He's the descendant of families who arrived from Iraq in the 19th century. Today, he is about to experience a historic day. Here in the heart of the souk, the old synagogue will reopen after being closed for over 75 years.
Hi, Rajan. Hi, Babir. How you doing? All right?
Heidi, Abraham's wife, and her sister Yael are putting final touches on the decoration of the synagogue.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Brilliant.
Our community is very, very small in numbers. We're talking about 50, 60 people. In 1935, there was a community of 800 Jewish people here. It was only after the news of Israel was being created in 1948 that the Jews decided to leave because they became scared.
The reason for this was that Bahrainis destroyed the synagogue. For Abraham, this day is truly symbolic.
It is the first service since 1947.
Even though he's not a rabbi, Abraham will lead the mincha, the afternoon prayer. In the room, the faithful can be counted on fingers of one hand. They all know that they are witnessing a rare moment, a small revolution linked to a political event that took place 2 years earlier.
Amen.
In 2020, the Abraham Accords took place. Under the auspices of U.S. President Donald Trump, Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates signed a peace treaty, opening a new era of cooperation between these longtime enemies.
So we'll go and open up and start looking and seeing what.
In the souk next to the synagogue, Abraham's wife and her sister, Yael, decided to open a store of souvenirs for future Jewish tourists who come to Bahrain. Items that combine Jewish and Arab symbols, the Star of David and Fatma's hand.
The kippahs, these are really quite sweet because this is the first time ever that we've made Bahraini couples made in Bahrain.
The Jewish community feels revived after years of silence.
I've always been very proud of my heritage. The truth is now you can actually say it, and because of the Abraham Accords, I think people are, finally realize that Jews are here to stay. And the same as everywhere else, we've got a right to be here.
A few days later, the first Israeli tourist arrives.
Hi, Eliezer. How are you?
I'm excellent.
I'm glad you finally made it.
He's a businessman passing through Bahrain. He asked to visit the synagogue. He was able to come thanks to the new air connection between Israel and Manama.
We'll start with the deeds. This is the deeds to the actual the land of the synagogue. It was purchased in 1930.
I live in Israel today. And being able to come here now to Arab lands as an Israeli, as a proud Jew, is the final stage, I think, in healing a number of these traumatic incidents that have happened historically. So it's an absolutely unbelievable experience to be here as a Jew and an Israeli.
To celebrate the occasion, the businessman came with Jewish prayer symbols, his yarmulke, his tefillin, which is worn on his left arm and on the forehead to show his devotion to the Jewish faith. The day before, the businessman was a tourist in the streets of Bahrain.
If you can see, this is yesterday and this is amazing. I felt like I was transported into the skin of a different type of human, but that's how you learn how to create those very important bridges across humanity to create peace. So it was a remarkable experience.
Jewish people may benefit from a great tolerance from the government. However, it's not the same for other religions, even though they represent the majority in the country. In Bahrain, they have their own neighborhoods and mosques. Shiites, the wave of Islam close to Iran, which has always opposed Sunni Islam, represented by Saudi Arabia, a major ally of Bahrain. They represent between 60 and 70% of Bahrainis. The power, however, is in the hands of the Sunni minority, represented by King Ahmad al-Khalifa. Shiites are the most common and the poorest in Bahrain, and they're not allowed to hold many official positions. During the Arab Spring in 2011, thousands of Shiites crowded the streets of the capital to demand better democracy. The demonstrations were peaceful, but the repression was severe. Saudi Arabia, a longtime ally, sent its army and tanks. Letting Bahrain come under the influence of Iran was out of the question. The repression took the lives of about 50 people, and the main Shiite leaders were forced into exile or prison. Among them was Sheikh Ali Salman, a religious leader of the main Shiite party. He was arrested by the authorities and sentenced to life imprisonment. His wife agreed to talk to us, but with her face hidden for religious reasons, in this interesting setting which she set up herself.
اعتقل في ديسمبر 2014 حتى يومنا هذا. اعتقل كإجراء انتقامي لأقواله ومواقفه ومطالبه السياسية التي يرفعها المتمثلة في العمل السلمي لتحقيق المساواة بين المواطنين في الحقوق والواجبات ورفض التمييز القائم على أساس القبيلة والطائفة.
The couple has 2 children, 2 girls, 14 and 7 years old.
نحن ندفع كل هذه الأثمان الباهظة ونتحمل طول مدة الاعتقال والفراق وآلامه في سبيل هذا الوطن وأن نراه في مصاف الأوطان المتقدمة الحرة الديمقراطية التي ينعم شعوبها بحقوقهم الكاملة وبالأمن والأمان.
Other activists have chosen exile. Syed al-Wadai found refuge in London. He was granted political exile after the 2011 protests. This morning, he organized a press conference in front of the embassy of his country. He created an NGO to defend political prisoners in Bahrain.
Our problem is with these people. Our problem is with the embassy. They're the one which are detaining the Bahraini government, who's imprisoning, who's torturing, who is sentencing people to death. And those individuals should not be in prison to begin with. And we are here to remind them that they cannot do this in silence
and within the House of
speak
Commons
out.
today as well.
He has been stripped of his nationality and cannot return to Bahrain. We showed him pictures taken in Shiite neighborhoods.
There is a systematic policy of discrimination. Many Shia, they are treated as second or third class citizens. The government does discriminate against them in jobs, discriminate against them in many aspects. Part of this discrimination, which you would be able to envision, is how some of those poor Shia villages are like really living a very devastating and very poor conditions, extremely poor conditions, and at a place where you would be able to see almost 5-star cities in Bahrain, and you will see places that the government wants you to see that as the most wonderful things.
Syed believes that the monarchy cannot go on like this forever.
The government response to legitimate demands was gun, was bloody crackdown, was torture, thrown in jail. This is a fear tactic. It could work for some time, but it doesn't work forever.
In Bahrain, the roots of the revolution are still present and represent a threat to the king and the Khalifa dynasty. The reputation of Bahrain is not always good, even among Sunnis. For fundamentalist or simply traditionalist Muslims, the kingdom is seen as a place of sin. This is due to its policy of tolerance towards bars and alcohol.
We came from Saudi Arabia, from eastern region in Saudi Arabia. It's 1 hour driving, either by car or by motorcycle. So all Saudis used to come to Bahrain just for take a ride in this nice weather.
With 25 degrees in the evening, the temperature of Bahrain is certainly pleasant. But in reality, what the Saudis are really seeking here are parties and alcohol forbidden in their country. In Manama, there are about 20 nightclubs, sometimes with exotic names, like El Chapo, a reference to one of the biggest Mexican drug traffickers, or even Escobar. The manager is the man in the white shirt, Leo, a 32-year-old Greek who has been working in the kingdom for 4 months.
Actually, it's the main area that you can get alcohol in Bahrain. So Block 338 is allowed to serve alcohol. So it's the main touristic place, let's say, in Bahrain.
Every weekend, his club is full.
Leo,
Yeah.
why would they be turned down?
Because the bar is full. Bar is full. We cannot accept more people at the bar now. And all the tables are fully reserved. All the people from Saudi, they come as tourists on the weekends, so we get a little bit stuck here on the weekends. After, it's going to be better.
Inside, music and international DJs. At the bar, all types of alcohol are available for a clientele that spends without counting their money. Saudi men and women who came to enjoy themselves for the weekend. Leo has also planned entertainment unimaginable in Saudi Arabia, like this fire eater in a seductive outfit. Rania chose to settle in Bahrain. She's Slovak and speaks French.
J'ai vécu dans 7 pays différents. Je me sens très bien ici.
Beaucoup de Saoudiens qui viennent ici.
Ah oui. C'est une grande partie de l'économie du pays. C'est les Saoudiens.
For Leo, the VIP lounge is a strategic place for business. The tables here are paid for. To sit down, you have to pay for a minimum number of drinks.
Huh?
We'll continue on the same.
On the same?
Yes.
Continue on the same, but buy some bottles, eh? Okay.
For a table for 5 people, customers commit to spending at least 800 euros.
We will pay the same amount here or the other table, yes?
No, this, if you want to stay here, it's 400 a day, yeah.
What the young Saudis do in Bahrain would be punished at home, less than 30 kilometers from here. Many are not very comfortable with our camera. Few of them agree to talk to us.
Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
And where do you come from in Saudi Arabia?
Is he filming me for my family?
from French TV, don't worry.
Ah, okay. Why am I here tonight? To have a good time. No need for further details. Am I right? انتبه ترى يصورون. حط رجلك. You see how he walked away because there is a camera only? Because they don't want their family to know that they are drinking. That's the only reason they don't want to be filmed. They can do whatever they want, except that they don't want their families to find out, which is hypocrisy at its best. Yes, everyone, I'm famous. I'm only kidding, guys. Yalla, see you.
In Bahrain, it's not only the Saudis who come together. There are also Kuwaitis and Emiratis, but also other expatriates who live in the Gulf.
Hello, where do you come from?
From Germany.
Both of you?
Both of us.
Where you live here?
No, we live in Saudi Arabia.
And why are you here tonight?
Just to get a little bit of drinks and a little bit of party.
And so Bahrain is known for this?
Bahrain is known a little bit, at least for less restrictions on alcohol. So it's a little bit more party and a little bit less stress. Thank you.
In recent years, the Saudi government has been loosening its grip on its youth, and Bahrain is taking advantage of it.
They want to have fun wherever they travel, they are spending good money, they're enjoying their time. So they're looking for the same thing. All around the world is the same. In the end of the day, you go to party, you expect the good services. So that's what they're looking for as well. No difference than Europe or anywhere around the world. Trust me on that.
In Manama, clubs close at 2 a.m. For those who would like to continue the party, there's another way to get alcohol. In an isolated street, an unmarked building with no window or signage, an alcohol store. There are 4 in the city. Even here in Bahrain, the subject remains sensitive. We therefore shoot with a hidden camera. Inside, we find everything: champagne, a large choice of beers, but also spirits. Apart from nightclubs and hotels, these are the only places where alcohol is freely available.
I would like some French wine. Do you have some French wine?
You need red or white?
Red. Can you show me, please? That's amazing. The selection is amazing, huh? They have a lot of alcohol, huh? I didn't know that we could buy alcohol in there.
You're here in Bahrain?
Yes.
Now you know where you will go.
To be able to buy alcohol, you must be over 18 years old and not wear traditional clothes.
As long as you will not drink in the street, it's because of course police will catch you if you will drink in the
What is the alcohol that people buy the most?
most likely, especially for the Saudis, like they love vodka.
Really?
Yes. Vodka, whiskey, they're not much into a wine.
On the shelves, a bottle of Côte du Rhône costs 62 euros. That's 4 times its price in France. The government of Bahrain has decided to tax alcohol to the maximum. According to a study by the World Bank, here alcohol is the most expensive in the world. 40 kilometers from the capital, in the middle of the desert, is a huge air-conditioned tent. Inside are hundreds of falcons and their trainers getting ready to compete in the biggest competition of the year, the one that will grant the title of fastest bird of prey of the season. A great achievement for its owner. Breeders come from all over the Persian Gulf. The event is broadcasted by the national Bahraini television, and it is commentated live by specialized sports enthusiasts. For Mohammed, it's the day of reckoning.
We have 2 falcons in the finals, and they are the strongest we have. So we wish we get good timing today.
In the room in the front row is a young prince, a member of the royal family.
It's part of our culture. Like, it's a main hobby, a main sport for us. This is very traditional, as you see, but we're trying to make the people in Bahrain still love the sport and keep the sport going and keep on going.
At lunch, all guests share the same buffet.
What is it? The camel. Camel. You must try it. The fat is the most important for the camel because there is no cholesterol in the fat.
No cholesterol?
Yeah, so it is, no, you can eat normal.
An all-you-can-eat buffet where princes and their drivers mingle. Here we are far from the glamour of the capital.
We are born like this. Modern things, we don't like it too much. I like old things. Traditional things is more, old is gold, like they tell it. Anything is old is gold.
It's 3 p.m. For Mohammed, the serious work begins.
My friend, you can wait for me there, please. I'm here, I cannot think now.
Mohammed has just been called by the race direction. His falcon is about to begin. A chip is attached behind the wings of the bird. It allows them to identify each animal and to time it. Each bird must cover 400 meters. At the other end of the field, an assistant is waving a pigeon carcass. It's Mohammed's turn with his falcon Barud.
قبل الانطلاقة تحفيزا للطير يلا يا بارود ما شاء الله تبارك الرحمن على بارود روح 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 يا سلام سلام.
The falcon flies at almost 100 kilometers per hour and covers the distance in less than 20 seconds.
على السيف على المركز الأول على المركز على الثالث ما قصر.
But Mohammed does not look happy.
What happened? Until now, we are waiting.
Mohammed's falcon, with its 17 seconds, achieved the best time of the day, but it's too early to rejoice. Now goes the falcon of an Emirati, one of the crowd's favorites. The result is displayed on the screen, and the winner is Mohammed and his falcon Barud, who wins by only 80 hundredths of a second. Mohammed will be congratulated in the traditional Bedouin way, nose to nose.
You're proud for what? For the family? For you?
First thing for sheikhs, all sheikhs that did for us this thing. Second thing, my family. Third thing, my friends and brothers, everyone, and for Bahrain, everybody.
Mohammed will leave with a brand new 4x4. But above all, a supreme validation for this defender of Bahrain traditional values. One of the princes of the Khalifa dynasty gives him the Saif al-Nukeba, the sword of victory.